Opinion Sports. And in this video, I got basically all the stats from the first 5 games and the last 5 games. And I think when you break down the stats, it's pretty telling. So in the end of this video, I'll have the stats up and I'll throw some stuff on the screen. But just to begin with, I was thinking about just the running game in general and thought of all the best Giants teams in our history, we were always best when we were a dominant running team. I mean, the late 80s, early 90s, then the 2000s when Tiki took over. Even when Tiki left, 2008, we were the best team in the NFL that season. I mean, it didn't work out in the end because of Plaxico and all that, but we were the number one rushing team. So, jumping into this season, the first 5 games of the season, the Giants' rushing was atrocious. But over the last 5 games, they've gotten better and better. And I think a big part of the improvement has been the read option. It's given some teams fits, especially the Eagles. Now, some people say they don't want Daniel Jones running and taking hits, but without the Jones runs this year, we're not even close in most of these games. Just to be honest. I want Garrett to call these read option plays way more. We've seen how hard it is to defend. RG3's rookie year, the Giants' defense was pretty good, and they tore us apart. Zone puts so much stress on the front 7 of a defense, it just opens up a lot in the passing game. And it forces defenses to play more man coverage. And if you play zone against it, it forces linebackers up to the line and it opens up the intermediate routes. So Giants been running a lot lately, and I want the team to become a running team in the future. Build a team around Saquon and capitalize on Jones' running ability. When you really think about it, most of the playoff teams last season were running teams. Off the top of my head, Vikings, Niners, Titans, Packers, Ravens, and Saints. We've seen teams with good quarterbacks have down seasons, and when the team starts running the ball, they start winning. Look at the Saints for years and years. Drew Brees was throwing for 5,000, almost 6,000 yards a year, and they're barely making the playoffs or not even going to the playoffs. All of a sudden, a few years ago, they start running the ball. Oh, voila. They're number 1, number 2 seed every year. Packers, same thing. You could say they had trouble because their defense was bad and it's better now. True. But Aaron Rodgers was putting up all these crazy, stupid stats. Aaron Jones shows up, and voila. They're a running team, and now they're successful. So the Patriots, after 2011 for a good stint, passing team. Tom Brady's putting up these crazy numbers. They start investing in running backs and offensive line, and they start running the ball more. They win a few more Super Bowls. So, if you really think about it, 2018 Super Bowl, Patriots-Rams, both running teams. Last year, Niners in last year's Super Bowl, running team. And, everybody says it's a passing league and all that. Yeah, I get it. Numbers are inflated because of all the rules or anything. But I think you can win being a rushing team first. And even by running, you can at least, how do I say it? You can cover up for some deficiencies in maybe your passing game or even blocking or anything. So I think it's important. I think you can win running the ball, and that's what I want for the Giants in the future. So now I'm going to go through the improvements from the first 5 games and the last 5 games. And I'll start with the rushing yards per attempt. The first 5 games, 4.7. Last 5 games, 5.3. So that's a pretty good difference. Yards per game. First 5, 79 yards. Last 5, 142 yards. So, now let's look at this. Take Daniel Jones, 384 rushing yards out of the equation. And what do you got? First 5 games, 50.2 yards. Last 5 games, 91.2. So, the last 5 games, 91 to 120 or something. You could say it's average. So if you take out Jones running, we're really an average rushing team right now. Maybe even slightly below. So that's why I say it's so important for Daniel Jones to be part of this rushing attack. Alright, now, let's take a look at the points per game. First 5, 16.2. Last 5, 24.6. And that's even, the 5th game was actually against the Cowboys. So that was even that big scoring game that we had on top of the first 5. Now, point differential, look at the first 5. negative 10.4. Last 5, plus 2.2. And we all know the win totals here. I mean, first 5, 0-5, last 3-2. For these stats I looked up, I'd like to credit Sports Illustrated. I mean, that was helpful. But anyways, I just think the proof's in the pudding. I mean, you could say that the offensive line played better the last 5 games, but I mean, their averages were pretty close. And just some of the successful plays, it allows you to keep running, keep running, keep running. It also keeps your defense fresh. So, anyways, that's it for me. Let me know. What do you guys think? Should the Giants become a running team, at least until we're able to be more balanced and maybe have some better wide receivers and the O-line starts playing better as a whole? Um, Let me know. Let me know what you think. All right, thank you guys. Stay safe. Like and subscribe. Bye.